Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wintercrest Park for CTN's live coverage of Town Ball as the Coon Rapids Redbirds welcome the Hamel Hawks. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro behind home plate as Steve Schreier starts with a couple of pitches, one in and one low, and falls behind in the count to Justin Walters, 2-0. This one hacked back out of play.
Yeah, these are two teams that come in both at 3-5 on the season, looking to get some consistency. But it's early, obviously. They play a long season. But Atkins, who's leading off for the Hawks, hitting .304 on the season.
And now 2-2 to Dominic Atkins. Helps if I'm looking at the right side of the scorebook.
That would help.
2-2 pitch spoiled against the backstop.
Schreier just limited action so far here early for the Redbirds. Just faced 3 batters so far.
Off-speed pitch popped up in the infield. Opportunity for Jusela from first.
No, he dropped it.
Ouch.
I wonder if he was transferring it. I think he's saying he was transferring the ball.
He's arguing it, and that's not the way it will be ruled.
Well, Atkins
and
with another
new
chance.
Life for Dominic
Yeah.
Atkins.
Let's take a look at it and see. As he's camping underneath it.
That's absolutely 100% a catch.
Yeah, that's an out.
And that's the kind of thing that can stick in your craw, how you use it mentally throughout the game. Who knows? First batter of the ball game, and a little bit of intrigue early.
You know, my craw got infected once. It's really painful. You wouldn't think it would be, but it's really painful.
2-2 it will remain. This one just behind second base. Jimmy Brenda gets underneath it, squeezes it for out number 1.
Well, the Redbirds get vindicated in the field by getting the out anyway, so.
Jimmy Brenda, who had the dramatic diving catch at the back of the infield grass last night to preserve a 5-4 victory for the Redbirds. Likes to see the first opportunity pretty easy here tonight. One out for Schreier. This one on a couple of hops, bobbled a bit by Jusela, but able to win the race to the bag for out number 2.
Yeah, I realize you get that ball in your glove and you're not able to field it correctly. You're going to have to hustle to the bag in that situation.
Well, and again, still mentally needs to shake off the out he knew he had.
Well, the pitcher coming off a little slow off the ball. Schreier, he must be 35.
Ish.
I'm kidding, of course.
This one chop foul over past the Redbirds dugout. Brian Knight trying to keep things going here with 2 out. Schreier looking to finish the inning quickly after a long first at bat. Continues to attack the Hawks hitters. Out ahead in the count, 0-2 to Brian Knight.
Well, Schreier is one of those players that has been playing for quite a while for the Redbirds.
This one grounded on the right side. Brenda waits on it, scoops, throws to Jusela, and that is out number 3. A little bit of drama in the top of the first, but it's a clean inning, 3 up, 3 down. Redbirds' first chance at the dish after this on CTN.
Did you know major recreational equipment like RVs, campers, converted buses, and boats are allowed on residential property in Coon Rapids? But you are limited to 2 items that must be registered and operable. And any vehicle parked at a home for more than 12 hours must not exceed a certain size. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Back at the ballpark on a beautiful evening. Schreier able to erase the Hawks 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning. His counterpart, Cal Thorson, hoping to respond in kind here in the home half of the first.
Thorson comes in looking to win his first game. He's got an ERA of 5.25. Pitched in 4 games, given up 14 hits and 7 earned runs. But has 12 strikeouts in 12 innings so far this season for the Hawks.
And there's the lineup he will face. Right fielder Justin Walters will lead things off, followed by the center fielder Tanner Stein. Scott Jusela hits 3, with Andy Brown, the designated hitter, hitting cleanup. Hayden Torgerson is playing at third base and hitting 5th. Mark Manders behind him. Jimmy Brenda, Spencer Peterson, and Aaron Yund round out the order for the home squad.
Familiar last name, Yund. Where have I heard that?
Walters ducks away from a pitch up and in from the long right-handed Cal Thorson.
Walters hitting 250 as he steps to the plate here in the bottom half of the first.
Another pitch up and in. Easy take. And a very quick 2-0 advantage for Justin Walters. A speed pitch misses outside, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, a little early control issues for Thorson.
Redbirds able to put some pressure on the Princeton squad last night, force a couple of errors, and jump out to a 5-0 lead. But had to hold on for the save. Got the save from the big left-hander Joey Lewis. Joe Lewis in the had the last 4 outs of the ball game.
Yep.
4-pitch walk for Justin Walters. Bring up Tanner Stein. First pitch swinging late on the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-1. First pitch of the ball game, or strike of the ball game for Cal Thorson.
Tanner Stein hitting 273 as he steps to the plate here. Redbirds looking to see if they can get something going early on here tonight. Leadoff runner on.
Runner is going, pitch is outside. Oh, it was called a strike. Walters is in safely ahead of the throw, but it was called a strike on the outside edge, and Cal Thorson ahead in the count 0-2. Good jump from Walters, really no chance on the throw down from Marcero.
That's Walters' 4th stolen bag of the year.
That one's outside, evens the count, 2-2.
Now Thorson has to be a little more concerned with the runner in scoring position. Nobody out.
Up high and a full count. After leadoff walk and a stolen base, a full count pitch is outside. Back-to-back walks. 2 on, nobody out. And Jusela stepping to the mound or into the batter's box. Again, he was the one who had the ball in his glove, thought it was transferring, and ruled not a catch. Then had one kind of bounce away from him. Here's an opportunity to have the first inning mean something a little more positive. Well, and you see Cal Thorson having some discussions early on after back-to-back walks.
Jusel is having a nice season at the plate, hitting .353 on the year.
And he's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
He can put some power behind that swing as well.
He's tied for second on the team in RBI.
2 on, nobody out as Jusela digs in. Shows bunt, pulls it back, pitches down and away, ball 1. That one bounces off the glove of Thorson, dies in the grass, no place to go. It's going to be an infield single for Jusela, and bases are loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, all of a sudden, some serious trouble for Cal Thorson here in the in the bottom of the first.
Well, he showed bunt the first time, and that brought the corner infielders in. He tried to force it through the middle. Thorson got a piece of it. But by the time he had fielded it, Jusela far enough down, not an opportunity to throw. And now the designated hitter, Andy Brown, with bases loaded, nobody out, takes a fastball for a strike.
Yeah, Brown hitting .333 on the season. Good spot for him here with bases loaded. Opportunity to see if they can score that first run of the game.
Back-to-back walks, an infield single, and now an 0-1 curveball. Andy Brown got way in front of for strike number 2.
Yeah, I think Andy would like that one back.
Pitch up high, Brown lays off. 1-2. Redbirds looking to have a big inning in the bottom of the first. Everybody on a base, nobody out. 1-2 pitch is called on the outside edge. For out number 1, a huge punch out for Cal Thorson.
Well, Hamel certainly needed that. Thorson definitely needed it, but Hamel needs that out here with bases loaded. They want to limit any kind of damage possible.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Hayden Torgerson.
Torgerson hitting .200.
Looks at one off the pitch, or off the plate outside. Fastball is in there to even the count. Big curveball, nice stop by Marcero behind the plate. Torgerson not tempted by the movement. Two-one pitch, foul back out of play.
That one was coming our way, Joe Young.
Thorson trying to get out of a jam. Back-to-back walks and an infield single. Got one strikeout, now a 2-2 count. Goes to the off-speed pitch. Curveball gets him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts. And looking to spoil the great start for the home team.
Well, I'll tell you, if Thorson can get out of this inning without any runs, that would be huge. Again, just a nice pitch there for the strikeout. Now it leaves it in the hand of Mark Manders as he steps to the plate, looking for his first hit of the season. Great time to have it right here.
Looks at one a little too tall. Another one up high. And that's where he was missing early on to Justin Walters.
Yep.
A 4-pitch walk to the leadoff man. And Stein winning a battle for his walk that went to a full count. A big sweeping curveball has had Coon Rapids batters way out in front a couple of times.
Yeah, Manders just shakes his head.
Looking fastball, and that thing was halfway to the plate as it hit his forward shoulder. 2-1 pitch, he goes back to it. This one down and away. It falls right off the table, too.
Oh, he's got to be careful. He's got nowhere to put Manders here. Bases juiced. He certainly does not, after coming back and getting a couple of strikeouts, does not want to walk in a run.
3-1 pitch in the dirt. RBI walk for Mark Manders puts the Redbirds on the board first, 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up the number 7 hitter for Coon Rapids, Jimmy Brenda.
Brenda struggling a little bit early on, hitting 0.87. But this would be a good time for him to see if he can get that average to go north.
Looks at a little cutter that falls in for a strike, 0-1. 3 walks and an infield single in the inning so far. 2 outs, both by strikeout for Cal Thorson. Brenda lays off a pitch that stays high, and the count is even at 1-1. Curveball falls down and away, 2-1.
Yeah, it's been a long inning for Cal Thorson here.
Fastball hit on the left side, scooped up by Kent. Takes it over to the bag, and that is out number 3. Bases left loaded, only 1 across. 3 runs, 1 walk, or 3 walks, 1 hit in the inning. A 1-0 lead for the Redbirds.
There was once a time when local sports coverage wasn't what it is now. A dark age filled with handycams and Polaroids and angry crowds. Then 2 noble souls stood and proclaimed aloud that they'd give the people high-quality sports no matter how. So Sports Nights they became. Delivering stats and highlights was their vow. And Sports Nights they remain. Watch them weekly on CTN Now.
Well, there it is.
Back at the ballpark, a 1-0 lead for the Redbirds after the first inning. Got 3 walks and an infield single. That's all it takes to get a run across.
That is true.
Scratch it across any way you can. .30 pitches in that half inning for Cal Thorson. Schreier back on the bump. And attacking these Hawks hitters again. He got him 1, 2, 3 in the first. Americo Scolatti leads off. And Schrader quickly jumps ahead in the count, 0-2.
Scolatti hitting .091 on the season.
This one rolled to the left side, backhanded deep in the lane by Manders. A good effort across, and Jusela a good stretch, but Scolatti able to beat it out for a leadoff single.
Yeah, it was so deep in the hole. That was really tough for Manders to get a solid throw over to the bag. You know, the Hawks have 50 hits on the season coming into tonight. 43 of those hits, Joe, are all singles. Only 7 extra bases. And all those extra base hits are doubles.
Not a left fielder, Jack Lewin. First pitch hit deep to the right side. This one is going to hop the fence. Great job getting there quickly by Walters and getting it back in, but a resounding double has runners at second and third with nobody out in the top of the second inning in just 3 pitches.
On Llewellyn had come to the plate hitting .071. That was a nice job. He gave that ball a ride to the deepest part of right center field, and as you mentioned, just hops it to the fence. All of a sudden, the Hawks have something cooking here in the top of the second with nobody out.
A great position for the shortstop, Dylan Kent, to step in.
And Kent's having a nice season at the plate, hitting .300.
Schrader way up high. You can't climb the ladder too much further with this catcher.
No, you would know.
He does have some hops. That one skips in the dirt and is going to go to the backstop. Both runners are going to advance on the wild pitch.
That's going to tie it up. And again, there's a lot of real estate between home plate and the back of the fence here at Wintercrest. That's just a pitch that got away from him. Tough one for Yund. I mean, that was just, there's nothing he was going to do about that one.
Fastball misses high, and it's 3-0 to Dylan Kent, with Lewin now over at third, representing the go-ahead run. Get me over. Changeup in for a strike, 3-1. Schrader pitching fast. Little excuse me swing back up the middle, fielded by Torgerson, to throw in the dirt. That's going to get past Jusela at first. The run scores easily. And over to second is Kent in scoring position. Now still nobody out in the inning.
I mean, just look at the Redbirds in their bottom half of the first with bases loaded, nobody out, just able to put one run across in that inning. All of a sudden, the Hawks come back, put a couple on. They've got a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
So an error keeps things moving. Still will be an RBI for Dylan Kent. That was scoring regardless of the outcome of the throw to first. Michael Jacobs, the DH, with a runner at second, nobody out, 2 already across here in the inning. That one fired foul. Back to the backstop, 0-2.
Jacobs looking for his first base hit on the season.
Pitch low, 1-2.
We talked about Schrader, his longevity on the team. He's the old man on this squad. 12 seasons with the Redbirds.
Well, we were talking about it before. Aaron Lindstrom hung him up a couple years ago.
He did.
Zach Sather until just last year. playing at third base with the Redbirds.
Aaron, who's will always be considered the clubhouse leader to me.
This one hits into left field. Bad read on it by Peterson. Started coming in, ends up over his head. And that will be an RBI double to make it a 3-0 lead. Still nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, he didn't give that ball a ride, but you're right. Peterson didn't judge that one the way he should have. Came in and realized it was going over his head. And then he all of a sudden had to try and retreat, but there was no way he was going to catch that ball. All of a sudden now it's 3-1 in favor of Hamel. Nobody out, runner at second.
This one fouled back out of play. Jaden Mercero, the catcher, trying to keep this rally going. After a 1-2-3 first, Schreier and the Redbirds just need it out. This one, short center field, coming in to make the catch. And that will be a double play as Jacobs slipped trying to get back to the bag, and that is a big positive for the Redbirds.
A good job by Stein getting that ball in, realizing that he did slip and they had an opportunity to get him at the bag, and they certainly did. And a big 2 outs for the Redbirds because they needed it.
The number 9 hitter, Dominic Fleming. A little late on the fastball, is behind in the count 0-1. Plenty of ball game left to be played. Just the second inning of a 9-inning ball game. For our many fans used to the high school,
the 7 innings
rules. This one hit softly down the line, will stay fair. Turning and going to stay is Fleming. A little bloop single gets the Hawks back to the top of the order. 4th hit of the inning for the visitors.
Yeah, I was just going to say 4th hit of the inning. They're doing a nice job of getting things going.
I would almost argue that Dylan Kent's was an infield hit, because I don't know that if Torgerson doesn't throw, even if he makes a great throw, I don't know that he gets him. This one hit on the ground to Torgerson, takes his time. The throw across is there for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the second. Hamel Hawks now a 3-1 lead over the Redbirds on CTN.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, keep up with local news, sports, and events. And the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Back at the ballpark. Redbirds jump to the 1-0 lead in the home half of the first, but then give up 3 in the top of the second. And now looking to dig themselves out of a little hole. 4 hits and an error in the inning. Just to finish my thought was, even if Torgerson made a good throw, I don't know that he gets Kent at first. And then Kent would have there still would have been an error that put Kent at second base, but easily, in my book, could have been a 5-hit inning 3 runs on the board. And now the Redbirds have some work to do. Spencer Peterson, the left fielder, will lead things off. Cal Thorson, a stressful first inning through 30 pitches.
Looking to have a much easier one. Peterson hitting a .158 as he steps to the plate.
This one up and will get out of play. Catcher Mercero had no idea where that was. 1-1, and that one doesn't drop the way Thorson was hoping. Stays high, it's 2-1. Change up outside, 3-1, and Thorson's troubles in the first inning were of his own doing. 3 walks in the inning, including a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff man. This time it takes 5 pitches, but same result as Peterson trots down to first. That'll bring up the catcher, one Mr. Aaron Yund.
Is that a relative?
He may possess the best mustache in the league.
Oh yeah, he definitely has the best mustache in the league.
First pitch is on the inside edge.
Look at that. Neil said, what about Howie? So I'm not in the league.
You're not.
So
I think his beats yours, though, actually. I'm a little biased. Runner is going. Pitch is called a strike. Throw is not in time as Peterson gets into scoring position. Young quickly behind in the count 0-2.
He has a very fine mustache, though. But we're not here to talk about mustaches. We're here to talk about beards.
And base hits.
And base hits. Beards and base hits.
That one's inside.
In limited at bats, he's had a nice season, hitting .429. Been up 7 times, has 3 hits.
This one grounded weakly down the left field or the third base line. You can't really call it the left field line. Eventually, it gets to be a left field line.
Yep.
But that has been the story of a couple of his hits that he's told me of, and it's no shame in beating out infield singles.
No.
Ichiro became a Hall of Famer by beating out infield singles.
Well, and your son has some pretty good wheels.
Trying to get the Redbirds back to the top of the order. 1-2 pitch. The runner at second, nobody out. This one hit into short center. It's going to fall for a base hit. Peterson will be held at third, but that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out.
Well, nice job. That one came off the bat looking like it was going to find the green, and it certainly did.
Another look at it. It's not how hard you hit it.
No.
It's where they go.
It's where they land. And we're going to have a courtesy runner.
Braden Klapperick take over on the bag at first. Back to the top of the order, Justin Walters walked on 4 pitches, stole a base, scored a run. Now has runners at the corners, nobody out. This one hits solidly toward third, and the unassisted double play by Jack Punkachar. What a snag, and then the presence of mind to tag Peterson off at third.
Take another look at that. It was just a beautiful play as he's able to get it.
Oh, he got to the bag first.
He did.
Wow.
Yep.
How quickly the fortunes change. So just like that, a liner into a double play, and there's 2 gone with a runner at first. Off speed pitch. Throw of Stein falls in for a strike.
Yeah, and the fact that he had the wherewithal after a really fine play in the field to go over and tag the bag at third to get the double play was phenomenal.
Up and in to Stein. He backs away from it. Runner is going. Stein is swinging. A solid single over the head of Kent at short. But
a little surprised he stopped.
Lewin was in pretty good position to keep him from advancing to third.
Oh, trying to keep this inning alive here, and again, just a nice play there. It kind of looked like he was going to slide and not able to really carry his momentum around the bag to see if he could try to get to third.
Curveball, and Jusula realized it about halfway through that swing. No chance that he was going to be able to check it. It's 0-1. Comes back with the fastball and gets himself in the driver's seat ahead 0-2. Double plays in both halves of the inning. Curveball misses wide.
Ooh. Did not miss by much.
Couple of the Hawks infielders thought that was going to be a punch out.
I think Thorson thought so as well. Kind of shook his head.
Pitch misses down and away, 2-2. Curveball rolled to the left side, scooped up by Punkachar on the run. The throw is in the dirt, skips past Brian Knight. Everybody safe.
Yeah,
Redbirds continue to try and rally.
Tough one to pick out of the dirt. Trying to get some 2-out magic here.
That pitch gets past the catcher. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. It's back to a 1-run game, and the tying run is standing at third base.
Just think if that phenomenal double play did not happen.
Oh, and the thing about it was that ball was stung by Walters.
It was.
And if it's 6 inches to the left and out of the reach of Punkachar, that's down the line. One run scores there, and I mean you have one more base runner, and
it's a different
progressing.
Inning.
But they're cashing in. They've at least got 1 run. Opportunity to add on the go-ahead run to recapture the lead in the bottom of the second inning is in scoring position for Andy Brown, and Brown now ahead in the count 2-1. This one hit well to center, coming in and now going back. But there to make the catch is Atkins, and the Hawks will maintain the lead. It's 3-2 after 2 on CTN.
CTNs on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
Each team with a double play in the second inning. Each team with an error in the second inning. The Hamel Hawks had 3 runs. The Redbirds had 1 in each of their first 2 at-bats, and they trail 3-2 as the sun slowly sets beyond the trees past the right foul line.
We have a new pitcher for the Redbirds, Andy Brown. Comes in with an 0-1 record. Pitched 6 2/3 inning, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's got a 2.70 earned run average. Downtown, Andy Brown.
And he will face the 2-3-4 hitters. Pukichar grounded out to first base on the first pitch he saw in the first inning. Then Brian Knight, another ground out. And America Sculatti, who had the first hit of the ball game for the Hamel Hawks and sparked their 3-run rally in that second inning. So Pukichar and Knight, the only 2 not to reach the plate in that second inning. Another fastball, and Knight is late. Andy Brown quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Coming out attacking, getting on the gas, staying there. Showing no fear.
No fear. Inside. That's why they call him Downtown Andy Brown.
This one grounded to the right side, out of the reach of Brenda at second. A leadoff single for Pukichar. Took a big turn, and he ducks back to the base as the Redbirds got it back quickly.
Now Stein aggressive in center field, trying to get him caught off first base.
Bring up Brian Knight. Out in front of a breaking pitch, fouls it toward the Redbird dugout. Nice curveball, falls in and fools Knight, 0-2. Fastball had some heat on it, but
did.
well high. Young had to come out of his crouch to control it. Brown's got some room to work with, still ahead in the count, 1-2. That one is too tall all the way to the backstop, and Pukichar will move over into scoring position. Nobody out.
Yeah, Yun was not going to get that one.
Well, and a wild pitch for each pitcher so far. He's Brown being our third pitcher of the ball game. He's equaled his peers in that stat quickly. 2-2 with a runner at second base, nobody out. Down and in. Full count.
Well, the Redbirds definitely do not want to give up another big inning. Already a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And now with 2 runners on.
Ball 4, down and in. Scolatti a single and a run scored in the second inning. Comes up with 2 on, nobody out. Looks at a breaking pitch that misses wide.
Yeah, he was going to try and see if he could chase him with that breaking pitch. But he was smart enough not to offer.
Shows bunt, pushes it foul. Evens the count 1-1. We saw both teams turn double plays in the second inning. We saw both teams commit errors in the second inning. It's not often that occurs. An error and a double play in each half of the same inning. One foul back out of play. Brown gets ahead in the count 1-2. An unassisted double play, no less.
Which was it was definitely impressive.
And a fly out to center double play, which is
don't see that too often.
Don't see that too often. The base runner slipped. Big cause in that, of course. But the unassisted double play was impressive. Curveball rolled to third. Torgerson only plays got, and it's not in time. Scolatti beats it out. Bases are loaded.
Well, he hesitated. He looked at possibility of going over to third to get the lead runner. And by the time that he realized that he wasn't going to be able to make the play, it was too late to make that throw across the diamond.
Yeah, he looked at third, and Pukichar had a good jump, and he knew he wasn't going to win that race because of how deep he was playing third base. This first pitch hit into deep right center. Stein able to get there, make the catch. Lead 2 runners are going to tag as Pukichar comes home to push that run back to, or lead back to 2 runs for Hamel.
Yeah, but that ball was drilled to center field, and I thought Stein did a really nice job of making a nice play on it. I mean, that was headed for the gap.
So runners at the corners, 1 away now for Dylan Kent. Kent reached on an error, but drove in a run. Slow grounder to the left side. This one fielded by Brenda, thrown past Manders, and now they have the lead runner off the base, and he is out. So they at least get an out of it, but Knight is going to score. Kent stays at second. Is Kent's on by an error? Because there's definitely an error there on the throw that was behind Manders. They were still able to get an out, so essentially becomes a fielder's choice, but an error went on the board as it should.
But importantly, the Hamel was able to get another run out.
And I don't know if Kent, again, Does Kent get another RBI? Because it probably is only a single out.
Correct.
If he beats it out.
Correct.
So I think he's reached on error twice, but drove in runs in
two
both
runs.
plate appearances. And I think there's a strong argument on this one, Hops over Torgerson. Just everything going against the home team right now.
Yeah, and again, the Redbirds
Found himself between Hops. It took a funny bounce and got over him into left field. They're going to put another error on the board. Second error of the inning. Consecutive batters. First pitch grounded hard, skips away from Brenda. He catches up with it just on the edge of the grass. Everybody's safe, and the inning continues. These last three batters have happened in 3 pitches.
and 3 errors in this. Another error.
Are you going to call that an error as well? They are. 3 pitches, 3 errors, bases loaded.
Yikes.
Bizarre.
That is very bizarre.
That's the second one charged to Jim Brenda in the inning. Bases loaded, 2 out for Dominic Fleming. The pitch down and away. Fleming had a single in the 3-run second inning. Comes here trying to keep this rally going. This one fouling out of play. 1-1.
Well, we have a courtesy runner, and it is Ian Farley over at the at first base.
This one grounded to the right side. Brenda makes the play to Jusela, and they finally have out number 3. 3 consecutive errors actually don't end up hurting them other than to look bad on the scorebook. But the run had already come across. 2 more for the Hawks. They lead 5-2, middle of the third on CTN.
Did you know you can raise backyard chickens? But a permit is required, and there's a limit of 4 female chickens per property. No roosters or other fowl are allowed. And there are specific rules for the chicken coop and run. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov. Did you know city code prohibits outdoor storage of things like building materials, auto parts, household items, scrap metal, garbage, and more? Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
It's been an eventful start to this ball game.
Yeah.
4 errors for Coon Rapids, 3 on consecutive pitches in the top half of this third inning. That's the kind of streak you're never wanting to be a part of. Hayden Torgerson will lead off the third inning late on the fastball. He's behind in the count 0-1. Torgerson struck out by Thorson first time through. Boy, he takes a lot off of it when he throws the off-speed
Yes, he does.
stuff. That one breaks outside, 1-1. We've seen the breaking pitches really buckle the Cardinals' knees, get them way out in front. We already saw Coon Rapids go to its bullpen. Comes back with the fastball, gets it past Torgerson, evens the count 2-2. But we'll see how long they go with Thorson. His pitch count pretty high through the first couple of innings. This one hit high to the right side and will be corralled by the leather of Americo Sculati.
Yeah, an easy fly ball for him.
It'll bring up the shortstop, Mark Manders. Had an RBI walk his first time up. We have seen Thorson have a little more trouble finding the zone on the hitters whose strike zones might be a little lower.
Right, yeah. And, really in that first inning, he had a real difficult time finding that strike zone.
Curveball misses low for Thorson, and Manders sitting pretty with a 3-0 count. Taking all the way, a fastball at the knees. Thorson threw it right down the middle. See if he does it again here on 3-1. This one popped up behind second base. Back on it is
nice
Kent.
play.
I was watching Kent, and then
It was Fleming.
it was Fleming who comes flying across the top to make the catch. Hold your breath. Everybody's okay.
Yes.
The catch is made. Smile on his face. Everybody's okay. That's the important thing.
Yeah, that is the important thing.
Most of these guys got to go to work tomorrow.
Exactly.
Curveball called on the outside edge. Jim Brenda behind the count, 0-1. Grounded out to third base with the bases loaded in the first inning. Up and in, 2-1.
Hey, to back off the plate on that pitch.
Big hack, but the ball with the opposite direction out of play, 2-2. Curveball misses down and away. Brenda able to lay off, and it stayed in the zone, it seemed, for a long time before tailing down and away.
Yeah, again, patience at the plate here. Now 3-2 count on him with 2 away.
Thorson trying for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night, and he has it with a swinging strike 3. Redbirds go in order. They trail the Hamel Hawks 5-2 after 3 on CTN.
Did you know properties are required to have garbage and recycling service with a licensed hauler? On Collection Day, place your carts 2 feet behind the curb. Collection containers should not be placed in the street. And don't forget, containers are not allowed at the curb on non-collection days. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov. Did you know Coon Rapids has a city code regulating the height of your grass? Grass and weeds must be kept under 8 inches high. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Hamel with 3 in the second, 2 more in the third. They have a 5-2 lead as we get set to start the fourth, and it's the top of the order due up for the Hawks. Dominic Atkins 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a ground out. First pitch swinging, fouled back out of play. It's been an eventful first 3 innings.
It has been an eventful, and it's this game started at 7:30, and 7 runs already scored here in the top of the fourth between these two teams. 5 for Hamel and 2 for the Redbirds.
Atkins went down after that one, protecting the plate and behind in the count 0-2. Brown faced 8 batters in his first inning of relief, but he only threw 20 pitches. There was a string of 4 pitches to 4 batters. From Jack Lewin, the number 5 hitter, through Mercero, the number 8 hitter. All had 1 pitch at bats. Lewin, the sacrifice to fly to center.
Right. And
then the next 3 all reaching on error. Yond with an opportunity right near the fence, and he is not going to be able to track that one down.
That's a tough play right up against the fence, right in front of us.
I was worried it was going to hit
come down
me instead, but hey, good effort. Good on you.
Absolutely.
It's a better look at that magnificent mustache.
It is good.
We'll try again at 1-2. Atkins able to check his swing.
Yeah, he just held up.
Fastball up high, just missing the zone at the shoulders. He spoiled a couple of pitches foul and now has a full count. Awaiting the 8th offering of the inning from Andy Brown. Misses low, a leadoff walk. Couple of big 2-strike fouls keeping Atkins alive, and he ends up at first with nobody out.
Well, not the way Brown wanted to start this top of the fourth by putting the leadoff runner on. Already trailing 5-2 here. Still plenty of time left, just being in the top half of the fourth.
Jack Punkachar, runner is going, pitch is down and in, and Young's throw is headed to center, but Mander's able to track it down. It's a tough spot to try and throw from, and I don't know if it just slipped out of his hand, but certainly not what he wanted that throw to look like.
Planned. I mean,
the results didn't change.
No.
Stolen base for Atkins puts him in scoring position. It's a 1-0 count to Punkachar, who's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Foul evens the count, 1-1. Down in the dirt. Punkachar had to skip out of the way. It goes to the backstop. Another wild pitch. Atkins stands at third base. Still nobody out in the inning. 2-1 now to Jack Punkachar.
Yeah, and again, danger for the Redbirds of falling behind by a greater margin here.
This one lofted into left center. Making the catch is Peterson from left. The throw home is not in time. Atkins will score on the sacrifice fly, and that'll push it to a 6-2 lead.
A 4-run cushion now for the Hawks.
So leadoff walk, a stolen base, a wild pitch. Sacrifice fly, and that's what they call manufacturing a run. Brian Knight walked and scored in the third inning. Comes to the plate now with bases empty and one out. Nice curveball there from Brown for strike one.
Oh,
another
nice pitch.
Spinner that freezes Knight up top. 0-2. Fastball foul back, and Knight stays alive. This one hit to center. Stein ranging to his right will make the catch for out number 2.
So far, the Hawks able to manufacture another run here in the top of the 4th.
Mariko Scolatti is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, 1 run scored.
There's no wind here tonight. Flag is standing still. Beautiful night.
Brown really leaning on that curveball, especially early in the count. Again, drops a couple in there that frees Scolatti and has himself ahead in the count, 0-2. Fastball popped up right side, foul territory. Jusela, a good effort, but not able to get there, and Scolatti will stay alive.
No, good. Obviously, a good situation for Brown to be in, ahead of the count 0-2. Again, just wants to get out of this inning, get the Redbirds back to the plate.
Curveball got him swinging. That's out number 3, but another run across. No hits, nobody left. 6-2 lead for the Hamel Hawks midway through the 4th. You're watching Town Ball on CTN.
Any vehicles left outside on your property must be in operable condition and parked on an improved surface with current registration displayed. And repairing or dismantling vehicles outside is a violation of city code. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Coon Rapids Redbirds scored in the bottom half of the first inning. But Hamel able to score 3 in the second, 2 more in the third, and add 1 here in the top of the fourth inning. They have a 4-2 lead.
I just got a message from that. We talked about the clubhouse leader. Aaron Lindstrom just sent me a message.
First pitch popped up, left side will stay in play perhaps, but it did eventually get out. Good effort by Pukichar, but Spencer Peterson will get another chance.
Well, and Aaron reminded me, we knew about this when you and I discussed it earlier, we forgot to mention it, that the Redbirds are looking for their 500th win in program history. And certainly Aaron Lindstrom, a big part of a lot of those wins as the clubhouse leader. It's always good to hear from him.
Pitch to Peterson up high, it's 1-1. Curveball hit well down the left field line, but hooking foul. Had home run distance.
Oh, he gave it a ride.
See the sigh of relief from Spencer Peterson, who gave a good effort running all the way over there, but that one was well beyond the fence, unfortunately. You could tell from pretty early on it was going to hook foul. And so now a 1-2 count. Curveball misses down and away, and Peterson with a 2-2 count. Lays off of that curveball. He nearly went. It was
didn't miss by
pretty
much.
good, but it fell out of the zone, and Peterson able to check his swing. He's able to earn a walk first time. Here's a full count pitch, down and away, and he'll get a leadoff walk again.
Hello, boy. Thank you.
And so Yund will dig in. He was 1 for 1 at a single into center. Runner is going, pitch is inside. Peterson has his second stolen base of the ball game.
Yeah, Yund able to push his average back up to 500. It was a great jump off the ball. Yeah,
I think he went first pitch last time too. And unfortunately, he was caught off at third base in that second inning on the line drive to third that turned into a L5, U5 double play, the unassisted double play. And Yund tempted again by the curveball, but it ends up in his shoelaces, and he keeps the bat on his shoulder, gets ahead in the count 2-0. Runner is going to third, and it's bobbled by the catcher. It's a called strike. Peterson steals his way over to third. Fastball is down low, 3-1.
Oh, good job holding off that one.
Hitters count at 3-1, but this is a pitcher that has missed more often than not in these situations so far. And he does again, a pitch, called a strike.
That looked a little high.
Young thought so as well, but that Yund and this one. Full count.
It's unanimous.
Right over at the Hamel dugout. Thorson throws the curveball. This time he misses low. It's ball 4. And Yund will make his way down the line to first. And he will be replaced with a courtesy runner.
The guy who gets stuff dropped to run. The mustache guy?
Braden Klapperick again.
I was just kidding. He runs fine.
Well, now we're going to have a little meeting at the mound with head coach Tim Fleming coming out for the first time.
Well, runners at the corners with nobody else. It's the same situation, same spot in the order. And Justin Walters stung it down the line at third, but just a great play by Punkachar to snare the line drive and step on the bag at third to limit the Coon Rapids opportunity in that second inning. They did end up pushing a run across to cut the lead to 3-2 at that point. Here the hole a little deeper, a little harder to get out of.
A little bit.
Curveball stays high. Walters walked in the first inning, and then as I talked about, he lined into an unassisted double play in the second.
Big swing and a miss.
Underneath that one, and it's 1-1. Clapper it goes, big curveball misses. Klapperick in easily without a throw, and that gets a clap or two from the dugout. 2-1 to Walters, outside 3-1.
Well, Thorson's in danger of loading the bases here at 3-1.
Catches the top of the zone and gets back to a full count with Justin Walters. He's throwing full count pitches to all three he's faced so far. He's given up the walk the first two, and he's given up another time. That one skipped off home plate to the backstop. Both runners are going to advance on a wild pitch. It is 6-3, runners at the corners with nobody out.
Oh, able to get that third run here. Trying to climb back into this contest. Still plenty of time, just the bottom
again,
of
eventful.
the fourth.
And it's now Tanner Stein hacks at the first thing he sees, fouls it back out of play. Walked in the first, singled in the second. He's been left stranded at third base both times tonight. Runner was off, the pitch is high. Walters in at second without a throw.
And if you can situation, get a base hit, you can kind of push it to the gap. All of a sudden, it's a one-run game.
Hit it over the fence, and it's a no-run game.
That's true too.
So it fouled back out of play. Wrong fence to hit it over.
He heard you. You just didn't. You weren't clear. You know, you didn't clarify which fence.
Has to be the one in the outfield.
Yeah.
Between the two foul poles. Must stay with
there you
between the two foul. Goes reaching for that pitch and got a piece of it to stay alive at 1-2. Mercero taking an extra second to stretch out the legs, and the knees don't bend quite as well or as easily as we advance in age. I don't know how old he is, but
he's not a high school.
But he's not a teenager, is my guess. Pitch up and in to Tanner Stein, evens the count 2-2. And now 3-2.
Right now, win the battle.
One already across, 2 more in scoring position. Nobody out here in the 4th inning for the home team Redbirds. Curveball finds the zone. Stein thought it was inside, instead called 3rd strike. And that is an out that Cal Thorson desperately needed.
He definitely did. Now you got a pretty good hitter coming to the plate to see if he can extend this. Just one away, but love to be able to put some additional runs on the board here before you move to the top of the 5th.
Jusilov puts some juice into this down the right field line. Tracked down by Scolatti in the corner. Tagging and coming home is Klapperick.
Oh, there.
And a 2nd run of the inning for the home team.
Again, an opportunity to cut into this lead. 2 away with a runner in scoring position. He gave that ball. It was a nice shot.
And it's great read and react from Scolatti out
Really
in right. Because if that gets to the corner, potentially it's a 1-run game with the tying run in scoring position. Nasty, nasty curveball from Cal Thorson to start Brown out 0-1.
Yes.
Fastball in, the even the count, put him ahead 0-2. Brown, first at bat as the pitcher. Started in his first 2 at bats were as the designated hitter. But since the top of the 3rd has come on as the pitcher, love to continue this rally to help his cause.
He certainly would.
And his team's cause. 2 out, a runner at second base. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And a good squeeze by Mercero. Redbirds get 2 back. They still trail by 2. We go to the 5th on CTN.
In 1998, CTN debuted one of the greatest broadcast trios ever assembled. Jerry the Coach Grant joined Howie and Joe to create a hockey announcing trifecta. But after a wildly successful 10-year run, Jerry, the darling of the team, suddenly went missing. Letters of concern and support poured in from the hockey community as a massive manhunt was launched. After almost 2 days with no sightings, the search was finally called off. Fans say the coach always had a knack for technical insights that they so loved. But now, a new chapter begins in the legend of Jerry Grant. He's back, and in the broadcast booth of CTN all season long.
Yep.
Back at the ballpark, we're going to see Joe Lewis coming in early. I believe that's Joe Lewis. Strong lefty. Zach White will take over behind the plate. Checking for other. We've got a new first baseman.
Jake Paulson.
Jake Paulson at first. Torgerson still at third. I think that's it. But Joe Lewis, as I talked about earlier, came on, got the 4-out save for the Redbirds in last night's game up in Princeton. called on much earlier here as he takes over in the 5th. His team trailing by a pair.
Well, Joe Lewis is one of those players that have been with the Redbirds. It's his 7th season with Coon Rapids Redbirds, and one of the veterans on this squad.
Jack Lewin doubled and scored in the 2nd, had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. Leading off here in the 4th, first to face Joe Lewis. Can't catch up with the fastball 0-1.
Of course, Jake Paulson, his 10th season.
Just misses off the outside edge, 1-1. Popped up an opportunity for Paulson, and he's able to cash in for out number 1.
Again, a lot of room here, foul territory. Down both lines and certainly behind home plate.
Going to bring up Dylan Kent. Well, he will not drive in a run in this at-bat on an error. That much we know is for sure. So that part of his streak is definitely over. He could reach on an error for the 3rd straight time.
Instead he get hit by a pitch.
Or he could get hit by a pitch in the very first pitch. So he's been on base. Got to give him that. Goes to the plate. He's going to get to first. It's just the way it is. That's been the story for the latter part of the order for Hamel tonight. Michael Jacobs, a double his first time up, reached on an error second time. Now the runner at first, 1 out. Fastball on the outside edge. And Lewis ahead in the count 0-1. This one fouled back and out of play. Lewis coming out aggressive. Obviously the hit by pitch was not part of the plan, but able to get a pretty quick out on Lewin. And just stays on the gas to get the 3-pitch strikeout against Michael Jacobs.
Well, Lewis, the most innings thrown on this squad at 13 2/3. His ERA's up a little, 5.27, 1-2 record.
Mercero hit a fly ball to center field that turned into a double play and then reached on an error. Looks at a pitch off the outside edge. 0-1. Shows bunt, takes pitch down and in. 2-0. Three and 0. So a 3-pitch strikeout, now in danger of following it with a 4-pitch walk.
He'll do it.
And that's exactly what happened. 2 on with 2 out.
Well, his 6th free pass in 13 2/3 innings.
Courtesy runner.
It's not on there.
Is it on the other one?
I don't think so. Oh no, we looked at this before. Ian Farley. I have 4 rosters for them. I'm just assuming. I hope it's correct.
So long as he's not Xavier Bonifacius.
Bonifacius, yeah. Or Buckshot Jones.
Buckshot Jones. Dominic Fleming fouls it in off the hands, out of play. Oh, and 1. 2 on, 2 out. Lewis taking his time. And now time called by Fleming.
Again, the Redbirds just need to get out of this inning without any damage, additional damage, trailing by 2 here at 6-4.
Fastball misses low. 1-1 to Fleming. This one grounded back up the middle. Diving for it is Brenda. Flips to Manders in time to get Farley at second. And that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left. Still 6-4 Hamel going to the bottom of the 5th.
Did you know major recreational equipment like RVs, campers, converted buses, and boats are allowed on residential property in Coon Rapids? But you are limited to 2 items that must be registered and operable. And any vehicle parked at a home for more than 12 hours must not exceed a certain size. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Redbirds able to push the first run across in the top of the first, but in the bottom, or the top, in the bottom of the first, top of the second, Hamel answered with 3. They added 2 more in the top of the third. Push their lead to 6-4, 6-2. Coon Rapids able to cut it back in this last half inning. Bring in a couple of runs. And make it a 6-4 ball game. Cal Thorson continues to toe the rubber. He's thrown over 100 through 5 innings.
Yeah, I mean, he's pitched fairly decently. He's had some inconsistencies, but still out there.
Hayden Torgerson, Mark Manders, and Jim Brenda, the scheduled hitters for Coon Rapids here in the 5th. Torgerson 0 for 2 so far. Looks at a pitch down and away.
The Redbirds just trying to chip away at this.
Slash down the right field line. It is going to be a fair ball into the corner. Torgerson turns, heads to second. He's in easily with a leadoff double.
Good way to lead off this inning for the Redbirds. Finds that.
Just the 4th hit of the ball game for the home team. First since the 2nd inning. Now Mark Manders, he walked with the bases loaded back in the 1st inning, scored the first run of the ball game, or pushed in the first run of the ball game. Now Now the runner at second base. Nobody out. Curveball misses wide, and it's 3-0.
You obviously got to come with this one. Otherwise, all of a sudden you have 2 base runners on and nobody out, just trailing by 2.
Down and in, a ball 4. 4-pitch walk. 2 on, nobody out. Coon Rapids able to do that in 4 of the first 5 innings so far. Get 2 on with nobody out. And now Brenda shows bunt, pulls it back as the pitch is outside. Brenda 0 for 2. But would be more than happy to sacrifice to get his team's tying runs into scoring position.
I don't see any. There isn't any action anyway in the Hamel bullpen. As you mentioned, over 100 pitches for Thorson.
That one is up and in and all the way to the backstop. Both runners will advance. Another wild pitch. As we've seen a fair few in this ball game already. And now it takes the sacrifice bunt off the table, and now an opportunity with a base knock, you could tie the ball game. Does he have a green light on 3-0? Doubtful, since it's been 7 straight out of the zone for Cal Thorson.
Dan Morrill actually picking up a glove and going over to the bullpen to start throwing for the Hawks as Thorson gives up that walk.
Ball 8. And they're going to take a little time to talk to Thorson.
There you see Morrell warming up in the bullpen for Hamel.
8 straight that have missed the zone after giving up the double down the line to Hayden Torgerson leading off the inning. Thorson will stay on at least to throw to Spencer Peterson. Peterson has walked twice. He's got 3 stolen bases, 1 run scored.
There's no place for Thorson to put him.
Going to catch the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Curveball swung on and missed.
Well, that's exactly what Thorson needed. A couple of quick strikes with bases loaded and nobody out. Looking for that first out of the inning. Got it.
He's going to get it. High heat, got Peterson swinging for out number 1. And now it'll be Zach White's first at bat. Comes to the plate with the bases loaded, 1 away.
Well, Morrell is done throwing in the bullpen. Let's see how long they leave. Maybe they'll leave Thorson to finish the inning.
That one's going to get away, but not far enough. Good scramble by Mercero to recover and keep the run from coming home.
White hitting 143 as he steps to the plate. Looking to work on that average.
This one hit really well to right center. Long run. It is going to one-hop the fence. This ball game is tied at least. They're going to push a 3rd run as Brenda is coming home. Sliding in safely at 3rd is White with a resounding base-clearing triple.
Yeah, there's no doubt when that ball came off the bat that was gonna find the green. And nice hit. Now all of a sudden, the Redbirds here in the bottom half of the fifth, up 7-6. He unloaded on that pitch. Not much Atkins could do other than retreat to the wall and pick it up and throw it back in. A good hustle by Brenda to come in and score that 7th run.
But Coach Bright had no doubt about waving him home from the very start. Klapperick will take over on the bases. He's been the courtesy runner. He's made it on base every time the number 9 position has come up.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Justin Walters.
Number 9.
Looking for his first hit, has a couple of walks, and lined into a double play in the 2nd inning. Runner at 3rd, 1 out. His team already has 3 across. 2 hits in the inning, both for extra bases. Curveball, and that's going to skip away, go all the way towards the Coon Rapids bullpen, and that is going to let Klapperick score from 3rd.
All of a sudden now
Another wild pitch.
And a 2-run cushion for the Redbirds. And again, just 1 away.
And now a 3-1 count to Walters. Fouled and knocked down by the bare hand of
You got a piece of it.
Coach Bright.
That's enough. It's enough work for me today.
Just looking for the assist.
Absolutely.
Foul and out of play, and Walters staying alive. Curveball misses outside. 3rd walk of the inning for Thorson.
And Coach Fleming was debating whether he's going to take a walk out to the mound because we saw Morrill warm up earlier in the bullpen for the Hawks, but he's going to continue to leave him out there with 1 away.
Tanner Stein will dig in. The runner is going. The throw is not in time. A stolen base for Walters.
I think Walters thought he was out because it looked like he was going to.
Kent thought he was out for sure.
Yeah. Walters thought because it looked like he was going to go back to the dugout. We'll see it again here in the throw down. Pretty good throw. It's close. Yes, it looked like he was ready to go back to the dugout.
So another runner into scoring position. Tanner Stein takes a fastball on the inside edge that evens the count, 1-1.
One more here. See another look at that as he's trying to get in there just underneath the tag. And
oh yeah,
yeah.
It's a tough job for a solo umpire.
Yeah. Kent just said what?
It's not tennis. In tennis, that would have been an out.
It would,
because they're on the honor system. When they
I
play
didn't know they're out. Well, there are outs, and the ball could be out.
Correct.
But
and
how many outs in tennis?
A lot. The at-bat continues for Tanner Stein, a 1-2 count. Cal Thorson just trying to get out of the inning. They're going to try and steal 3rd, and the throw hit Stein, who didn't move, so it's not Oh, wait, they
called him out.
Except that, wow. You're entitled to stay in your position. To say that you deliberately moved.
He did not. He didn't move at all.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, well.
Well, that's going to be a big second out. They needed it. Paulson's first at bat popped up out of play. This one softly down the line, and Pukichar able to get over there and finally end this inning. 4 runs for the Redbirds, though. They lead 8-6 as we go to the 6th on CTN.
There was once a time when local sports coverage wasn't what it is now. A dark age filled with handycams and Polaroids and angry crowds. Then 2 noble souls stood and proclaimed aloud that they'd give the people high-quality sports no matter how. So sports nights they became. Delivering stats and highlights was their vow. And sports nights they remain. Watch them weekly on CTN Now.
Joe Lewis continues, and now he's potentially a game-winning pitcher.
Yeah.
After getting the save last night.
Oh, we got a little ways to go. It's just top of the 6th.
It is
However,
a bizarre ball game so far. Anything can happen. Coon Rapids with 4 runs on just 2 hits in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Both hits were extra bases, a double and a triple. Had 3 walks in there as well. Lewis had a walk and a hit batter in his first inning of relief, but able to get out of it with no damage done. And with the 4 runs from the home team in the bottom of the 5th, they have an 8-6 lead. Top of the order, and a bunt beautifully laid down the third base line. No chance for Torgerson. Was hoping that would go foul, but it'll be an infield single on the bunt for Dominic Atkins on the first pitch of the inning.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for in that situation, is that if you're in the field, if the ball goes foul, because that was a picture-perfect bunt by Atkins. As you mentioned, no opportunity for any Redbird player to get him.
No, they were, he's a normal depth. He was behind the bag, if not, he was even with the bag at third at best. So by the time that turned into a bunt, here's one just over his head down the line, but fortunately for the Redbirds, it was foul. As Atkins was...
He's already to third.
He was ready to run all the way around on that. He's got some wheels.
He does.
That's why he's confident in bunting for a base hit. And now, Torgerson standing toes on the grass and leaves him susceptible to that little bloop hit over. But you've got to beware the bunt from Pukichar, able to trying to push that runner ahead. Not anymore, as it's 2 strikes. Torgerson will back up even with the bag, and it's 0-2. This one fouled back and out of play. This one grounded in front of home plate, but caught the plate foul.
That's an interesting line score for the Redbirds. 8 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors.
3 of them on 3 consecutive pitches.
That's about as crazy you're going to see as Lewis is going to ask for a new baseball.
Well, he's throwing nothing but strikes to Punkachar so far. It remains 0-2. Couple of 2-strike fouls. 5th pitch of the at-bat with Atkins at first. Pitch is wide, but he's got some room to play. Punkachar, a single and a run scored in the 3rd, hit a sacrifice fly to left field in the 4th. So the slider diving down and away, and it's an even count. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the outing for Joe Lewis. We've seen both teams try to be aggressive on the base paths, but a little different story when you're facing a lefty that's looking at that runner at first. Brian Knight, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Late on the fastball, it's 0-1. Foul and out of the reach of Torgerson into the bullpen for the visiting squad. It's 0-2.
Yeah, good effort by Torgerson to try and run over there, but again, just no opportunities. It's going to go beyond the fence.
Runner bluffed, and White will take a look down, but just return it to the pitcher. Pitch missed down and in, 1-2. Atkins, a leadoff bunt single on the first pitch of the inning. Pitch in the dirt, nicely smothered by White, 2-2.
Again, just doing a nice job of keeping the ball in front of him, making sure that that's not getting behind him, because obviously that will advance a base runner.
That one's going to skip away from White all the way to the backstop. Hustling for third now is Atkins, and he will be there ahead of the throw. He was already stealing second. And then by the time he got past White, good speed gets him all the way to third with 1 out.
And we've talked about the fact there's a lot of real estate behind home plate here at Wintercrest, so it's easy for a base runner to advance on a play like that.
Well, so he'll get a stolen base for second, then it will advance to third on either a wild pitch or a passed ball. Your call. Swinging third strike for Brian Knight is out number 2. As Lewis tries to make it irrelevant how he got to first or how he got to third.
Yeah, big strikeout, big second out.
This has been a tough out so far for Hamel. Americos Sculatti, couple of hits, couple of hits, 1 run scored. This one foul out of play. It's 2 for 3 so far. Now has that runner, Dominic Atkins, at third. His team down by 2. They led this game 6-2. He's trying to come home. He's in there with a stolen base. He stole home.
Wow.
You got to give him credit. That's snapping. They could keep a close eye on him at first with the left-handed pitcher, but not used to checking the runner at home. And wow, what
the look of the
gutsy move. But yeah, he was almost to the plate when the ball got there, and then little trouble scooping it for White, and a stolen base coming home. That's impressive.
That's a hustle play for sure.
Makes it back to a one-run game. This one hit well down the field to left and off the base of the fence. Rounding first, digging for second is Scolati. He'll stay there standing with a 2-out double.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just a really nice night at the plate for Scolati. I think we're gonna have a pitching change. I think Stein is gonna come in and pitch for the Redbirds, Joe. They're gonna move Walters over to center. Yeah, just missed the top of the fence, just going over.
And just like that, Coon Rapids took the lead back, and now Hamel has the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. We'll take a break as they change pitchers. More Town Ball after this on CTN.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, keep up with local news, sports, and events. And the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Tanner Stein will take over on the mound. 4th pitcher of the ballgame for the home team Redbirds. They have an 8-7 lead with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, but the tying run represented by Americo Scolati at second.
Well, Stein on the mound, so Walters moved over to center to take his spot, and then Klapperick came into play right field for the Redbirds. Looks like that is the 2 changes that they made, or 3 changes, including the pitcher.
Stein comes out, throws a fastball for a strike, gets himself ahead in the count, and then misses outside to even it up 1-1. Lewin got a piece of that, but it ends up in White's glove, and Stein ahead in the count 1-2. Lewin doubled and scored.
Oh,
and
nice
a sacrifice
pitch.
fly, but Here he gets punched out, and that will end the inning. One more across for Hamel. Coon Rapids at the dish with a 8-7 lead in the bottom of the 6th after this.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
Did you know you can raise backyard chickens? But a permit is required, and there's a limit of 4 female chickens per property. No roosters.
Dan Morrill will take over on the hill for the Hamel Hawks.
Got a lofty ERA.
129 pitches in the evening for Cal Thorson. I'd say he got his work in. This one popped up right behind the bag at first, waiting for it is Knight. One up, one down. And that's Andy Brown.
I think that was Klapperick, wasn't it?
If you say so.
Yeah, it was Klapperick.
That would make sense. Hayden Torgerson started the big rally inning with a resounding double down the line. Only to be outdone later by Zach White's thunderous triple to right center. 2 hits in that inning. Both were big shots, and then they had 3 walks and scored 4 runs. Quickly, it's 3-0 to Torgerson.
Morrill has a ERA of 22.5. That's going to walk Torgerson.
Yeah, that's something he'd like to get back under control a little
I would
more.
I would think.
Anything over about 17, 18, you start to think maybe I should do something about this.
Well, Redbirds would like to at least get that 1 run back here in the bottom half of the 6th.
Mark Manders, couple of walks, 1 run scored. That one in the dirt, knocked down by Mercero, but he can only track it so quickly, and Torgerson will go over to second on another wild pitch. Good curveball from Morrill, freezes Manders and evens the count 1-1. Another curveball and another strike gets Morrill ahead in the count.
Manders would like to at least move him along here with a runner at second.
Down and in. Mercero out to talk a little bit of strategy with Morrill.
Actually, it's Harrison Broughton.
Oh, it is.
Broughton.
I was just noticing that's not the same catcher. It's a big sweeping curveball, but Mander's not tempted at all. It's a full count. Ball 4, just below the knees. Third walk of the night for Mark Manders. That'll bring up number 9.
Number 9. It's Cole Grebner. And aren't you supposed to? Of course it is.
Who else would it be wearing his jersey? Number 9, Cole Grebner. His first at bat comes with 2 on and 1 out. His team trying to add to their 1-run lead. That bending just right for Dan Morrill so far. It gets him a strike and ahead in the count 0-1. This one rolled to the right side, slow roller in a dangerous spot, little flip and just barely got Grebner. He nearly beat that out for an infield single. Instead it turns into a swinging sack.
Yeah, and a big second out for the Hawks is able to close play at the bag.
It was very close.
Yeah.
I mean, that pitch, the hit just died in the infield. 2 runners in a scoring position. Spencer Peterson, I think. I didn't see. Pitches inside. Unless someone else is wearing his uniform.
No, I think we're good.
Pitches inside. He's also walked a couple of times. Had a couple of steals. Scored once. Love to get his first hit of the evening and drive in at least 1, if not 2. Ducks on the pond, as they say.
Yep.
As the saying goes, across the pond. But quickly a 2-0 count. And now, no, called a strike.
Yep.
Thought it was going to be 3-0, but
I think the Redbird dugout thought it was 3-0 as well.
Unless they were saying good eye for taking a strike.
Or maybe it was good day.
This one skied and will get out of play. Look at Shapiro on his horse and just off the outside edge of putting another dent in Coach Lindstrom's vehicle.
Well, yeah, and it was close because it hit the tree and kind of moved it away from the vehicle, but it was heading right for the top. Fortunately, the tree saved the dent.
Two for 2 with 2 on, 2 out. A little excuse me half swing rolls back to the mound, and that allows Morrill to throw over tonight for out number 3. We go to the 7th. It's the Redbirds 8, the Hawks 7. You're watching Town Ball on CTN.
Did you know? City code prohibits outdoor storage of things like building materials, auto parts, household items, scrap metal, garbage, and more. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov. Did you know properties are required to have garbage and recycling service with a licensed hauler? On collection day, place your carts 2 feet behind the curb. Collection containers should not be placed in the street. And don't forget, containers are not allowed at the curb on non-collection days. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
So we start the 7th. Tanner Stein came on in relief as the 4th pitcher of the night so far for the Redbirds. He came on with 2 out and a runner on second. He's able to strike out Jack Lewin and end that inning, and he'll start here continuing to try to protect this 1-run lead. Coon Rapids had the first run of the ball game in the bottom of the 1st inning, but then found themselves behind 6-2 before they mounted a comeback. Had a couple of runs in the 4th, and then a 4-run 5th inning that gave them the lead. Hawks able to get 1 back in the top of the 6th. And that's where we stand at 8-7.
Well, Grebner's taking over the spot at second base for Bridna now. That's the only change that I see for the Redbirds.
Dylan Kent has gotten on base 4 times now without a hit.
That's crazy.
2 errors.
That's crazy.
And that's his second hit by pitch. That one skipped into him. It's not even a bruise for a base.
No.
That's a bump for a base. But that's how the rule is written, and it's the leadoff man on base representing the tying run. And here's Michael Jacobs. Takes a pitch outside. Reaches out for that one, and this one is going to get out of play. But it's well clear of Coach Lindstrom's vehicle this time.
Yeah. Again, he puts it behind the dugout to avoid that situation, and right under the tree. That time the tree, last time the tree saved him. Ooh, close play.
Check the runner, but Kent is back in time. Curveball doesn't curve for Stein that time, and he's behind in the count 2-1. Another curveball that doesn't break, and it's 3-1. When a pitcher has it going and has that break working, and they make it look so easy, but it's not. Runner is going, pitch is up and outside. It's ball 4 anyway.
Yep. Now you get the practice throw down. Now the Redbirds in a tough spot here. Up by a run, but runners at first and second and nobody out.
And now Boughton, who came in, replaced Metzero behind the plate, has his first at bat.
And also looking for his first base hit of the season.
Shows bunt, pushes it foul. Yeah, definitely a bunting situation where you'd love to be able to push the tying and go-ahead runs into scoring position here and get yourself, they got one more before getting back to the top of the order, but Stein turns and chases Kent back to the bag at second. Curve. He went for it. The throw back got Kent in the angle and gets kicked out into right field, but fortunately Klapperick was paying attention, is there, make sure that nobody gets any extra bases. But Boughton clearly offered at the bunt. And it's a good thought from Zach White.
Agree.
But caught Kent right in the ankle. They just check on Kent, make sure he's okay.
Yeah, he seems to be.
Stein, a 1-2 pitch, stays high and evens the count. Kent hit by the first pitch of the inning and then a walk for Jacobs. And now a 2-2 count to Boughton. Stein looking for his first out. He got an out, the first man he faced when he came in the top of the 6th inning with 2 out. Curveball is outside and a full count, and in danger of loading him up without a base hit.
Yeah, and again, an opportunity for Hamel to see if they can have a big inning here, trailing by a run as we are in the top of the 7th. Still plenty of ball game left. That was a big strikeout there.
Boughton chases the high heat up out of the zone, and it's strike 3. Andrew Klebeck getting his first AB.
I was just getting a little later in this ball game. Both clubs making changes.
Oh, you like to, guys.
Ooh.
Commit their time. They
I like to get them in the
game.
Show
up, you get them into the game.
Yep.
That one was fouled hard off the front of the visiting dugout. And now 0-2 to Klebeck.
Nice pitch.
That is a called third strike, a big second out. Back-to-back strikeouts.
I mean, that's a huge second out.
I don't think Klebeck agreed.
For the Redbirds.
Back to the top of the order, Dominic Atkins. A walk and a run scored in the 4th, a bunt single and a run scored in the 6th. Now with 2 on, 2 out. That tying run is in scoring position. Curveball stays up and in, 2-0.
Yeah, big out at the plate if they can get it.
Ooh. Fastball misses outside. 3-0.
In danger of loading the bases.
And he does so on 4 pitches, the second walk of the inning. For Tanner Stein, the bases are loaded with 2 away. And Jack Punkachar coming to the plate. 1 for 3 run scored and RBI on a sacrifice fly.
I hit him.
And he's going to get another RBI on
We're
the hit
tied.
by pitch. Second hit batter of the inning. And this game is tied at 8.
Certainly not not intentional. He's grimacing a little bit. That's gotta sting a little.
Pitch up high. Brian Knight ahead in the count, 1-0. And, you know, we were just talking about, you know, trying to get everybody in. Everybody, you know, they commit their time. Knight pops this one up just into foul territory. Torgerson underneath it makes the catch and ends the threat. But the Hawks get one back. They tie it up at 8. We go to the bottom of the 7th on CTN.
Did you know Coon Rapids has a city code regulating the height of your grass? Grass and weeds must be kept under 8 inches high. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Back in the ballpark, Zach White leading off. Had a 3-run triple in his only at-bat so far tonight. Won't be able to equal that feat here, but after a foul, he comes up empty on the breaking pitch and behind in the count 0-2. Out in front of the speed pitch a little bit, but got enough to stay alive. Redbirds have had their number 9 spot get on base and score all 3 times through the order.
Well, they'd like to continue that trend here. Because all of a sudden they had that lead. They had a 2-run.
It's the only spot in the batting order that they have had multiple points or multiple runs scored. Is their number 9 spot.
Number 9.
Number 9. After falling behind 0-2, a couple of 2-strike pitches or 2-strike fouls to stay alive for Zach White. And that one off his hand will be. No, it was in play. It was a fair ball, and it's a ground out. Ground number 1. I thought maybe he had fouled it off of himself.
I thought so as well.
Back to the top of the order, Justin Walters has reached base 3 of the 4 times. He's got 4 stolen bases, 3 walks, 4 stolen bases, just 1 run scored, and he also lined into a double play. Quickly behind in the count 0-1, but now up and in, evens it up. So as we, just before that last out of the top half of the inning, I was saying, it's good to get everybody in, but if the ball game is to go to extras, you've now used up a lot of roster moves, and if you have one that you desperately need to make, it could handcuff you.
Well, you just have to assure yourself.
2-2 pitch, lofted to left. Plenty of air underneath it for Lewin to get underneath for round number 2.
Yeah, so in order to alleviate that situation, you just have to assure yourself you don't go to extra innings.
Well, there's that would help.
That would help.
But as it is, we're tied at 8s, and these teams have gone back and forth throughout. Pitch down and in to Tanner Stein. Stein called out for obstruction or interference. This one hit well down the line. Punkichar, great backhanded stab, the throw across in time. And the Redbirds are done at 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. Coon Rapids 8, Hamel 8 on CTN.
Any vehicles left outside on your property must be in operable condition and parked on an improved surface with current registration displayed. And repairing or dismantling vehicles outside is a violation of city code. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov. Did you know major recreational equipment like RVs, campers, converted buses, and boats are allowed on residential property in Coon Rapids? But you are limited to 2 items that must be registered and operable. And any vehicle parked at a home for more than 12 hours must not exceed a certain size. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Oh, with the ground.
Jackson Bates wears number 5, and tonight he is pitcher number 5 for the Redbirds. He comes in a tie ball game to start the 8th inning. Middle of the order. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Hamel Hawks. Coon Rapids led the game 1-0. Trailed by as much as 6-2. Came back to take an 8-6 lead, but the last 2 runs have gone to Hamel as they have clawed their way right back into it.
They certainly have.
And evened it up going to the 8th.
Now Jackson Bates will get the opportunity to see what he can do about maybe making this a quick inning in the field for the Redbirds. And
the only 1-2-3 inning for a Redbirds pitcher came in the first. Sure, we're able to get 3 ground ball out. No, 2 pop up, 1 pop up and 2 ground balls. Then there were 3 runs in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. So they have scored in 5 of the 7 innings so far. This one right back through the box on an 0-1 pitch.
Is that his 4th?
Galatti's got his 4th hit of the ball game.
4 hits tonight. That's impressive.
Now Jack Lewin, he had a double and a run scored back in the second, also has a sacrifice fly.
Scalatti came in without a hit.
Oh, really? He didn't have any hits?
He didn't have a hit at this point, and now 4 tonight.
Now.
Yep, he's making up for it.
He and his teammates have only been able to make it all the way around once. He's been on all 4 times he's been on 4 times out of 5 at bats. 4 for 5, 4 hits, has 1 double. He's only scored the 1 time. Big hack from Jack Lewin. Pitch is called a strike. The throw is maybe in time, but it skipped away from Grebner anyway. And safe at second is Sculatti.
Again, just a really nice move. Got a good jump off the ball, and all of a sudden now you've got a runner in scoring position with nobody out, trying to regain the lead and put pressure on the Redbirds.
Called strike means that Bates ahead in the count to Lewin by a 1-2. Beauty of a curve. Called for strike 3, and Lewin can't believe it. Not sure if he's upset that it was called a strike or that he didn't take a swing, because he completely buckled, and that was a beauty, right?
Yep.
Broken just the right spot, was right there.
You know, I think he was more frustrated that it was called a strike.
Kent has made his way on base 4 times, but has yet to have a hit. 2 errors and 2 hit by pitch.
Yeah, obviously he'll take any opportunity to get on base. Doesn't matter how it happens.
And he has come around to score twice, including the last one, the one that tied the ball game. First time he scored, made it a 3-1 lead back in the second.
They say he held up on that one. I thought he went around.
Inside, 2-0. Pop up to third, backing up is Torgerson. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, big second out for the Redbirds in the field. An opportunity to try and get out of this inning unscathed without allowing the Hawks to take the lead.
Well, it's the first time that Dylan Kent has been retired.
Yeah, first for everything.
Michael Jacobs, the DH, has been on base 3 of the 4 times. Double, reached on an error, and a walk. He has not scored. That one skips away from White, and good heads-up base running from Sculatti to scurry over to third base. We're trying to tempt Jacobs with something down and in. He would not bite. Fastball swung on and missed. 1-1.
Yeah, pitch he threw by him up a little bit in the zone, but he turned on it.
That one right there. And gets Bates ahead in the count again, 1-2. Curveball, and Jacobs started to think about it and
Then thought better. Yeah, exactly.
Of it and kept the bat on his shoulder. 2-2. Fastball, foul, and that will get out of play. We'll try again. Curveball in for a strike. Second strikeout of the inning for Jackson Bates. It's a scoreless one for the Hawks. We're tied at 8 in the middle of the 8th on CTN.
There was once a time when local sports coverage wasn't what it is now. A dark age filled with handycams and Polaroids and angry crowds. Then two noble souls stood and proclaimed aloud that they'd give the people high-quality sports no matter how. So sports nights they became, delivering stats and highlights was their vow. And sports nights they remain. Watch them weekly on CTN Now.
The bugs are definitely out at Winter Crest. But a very pleasant June evening. And it's been a weird one.
It certainly has.
As we find ourselves in the middle of the 8th with an 8-8 score. And Jake Paulson at the dish for his first at bat, correct?
Did he have? I thought he had one. Could be right.
Pretty sure this is his first at bat. It is foul.
Coach Lindstrom was looking back at the Hamel dugout, seeing if somebody was going to chase that foul ball down and left, but nobody helped him out, so he's going to take the jaunt himself.
It's good for him. It helps him stay young.
Exactly. It's exercise. There he is.
And here comes
you can have another one
for him.
Gets that one in. I'll go chase another one. That's 2 free bags of popcorn for Coach Lindstrom.
One-two count to Paulson. This one fouled back out of play. Curveball rolled to third. It's going to skip out of the glove of Punkachar, and we haven't seen an error in several innings after seeing quite a few early in the ball game. But an error to the Hamel third base minder will put the leadoff man aboard for Coon Rapids.
Exactly the way the Redbirds wanted to start this inning, get that leadoff runner on, and as we're here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Oh, they would love to.
Oh, if they could score a run here.
Get a run so that they could try and close it out. Klapperick shows bunt, pulls back, takes a strike. Drops down a good one. Morrill will scoop it up and accept the sacrifice that puts Paulson into scoring position.
Yeah, you're in the situation you can play small ball here and you can remove the runner along.
Well, now you
got to bring him across, Joe.
Nice bunt for Klapperick, and Paulson got over safely. And here's Hayden Torgerson. Had the big double to start the rally in the 5th inning. would end up scoring one of the 4 runs in that inning that helped Coon Rapids take the lead at the time. Walked and was left stranded at third in the 4th, or in the 6th rather. Now here he is with the tying run and scoring position, 1 out in the 8th. And a beauty of a curveball right there from Dan Morrill. Freezes him for strike 1. This one blooped into right field, but deep enough that Scolatti can get there for out number 2. I thought that might be a little bit shorter, and being that difficult no man's land.
I did as well. I thought it was going to find the green, but unfortunately for the Redbirds, it did not. It stayed up, and that all-important second out in the field for Hamel.
Now Mark Manders, he's walked 3 times tonight, scored once. Runner at second with 2 away, takes a pitch up and in. And now a pitch missing low. Well, his track record will show you're not going to get him to expand the zone for you.
He's going to make you work for it.
That one was right there and hacked at, but fouled to the backstop. Curveball, but Manders spins it foul, 2-2. Two out. A man at second. We're going to do it all again. That one hit foul and out of play.
Yeah, he kind of fought that one off to stay alive.
This one fouled back and out of play. This one hit right back in through the middle. They're going to send Torgerson. He's coming home. The throw is not in time. Manders slides in safely at second. Paulson slides in safely at home. A huge RBI double for Mark Manders. Puts the Redbirds in front in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that big hit coming there for Manders as he's able to give the Redbirds that lead. And as you talked about, hoping to see if they can close it out in the top of the 9th, but they're hopefully not done here. They'd like to get a couple of runs with a runner in scoring position and put a little distance between themselves and the Hawks.
Right back through the middle, RBI single. He advances on the throw. Paulson hustling home to give the Redbirds a lead. This one fouled back and will get out of play for Cole Grebner, number 9.
Number 9.
A huge base knock. You said that was the first of the year for Manders?
Yep.
Big time for it.
Yeah, that could have been
Dramatic
bigger.
bottom of the 8th. Curveball called to strike. Morrill ahead in the count, 0-2. Big error to start the inning, comes back to haunt the Hawks. Coon Rapids able to take advantage, push that run across with 2 outs. Take that 1-run lead and see if they can close it out in the home half of the 9th. This one hit well enough to right that Scolatti can wrap it up. But Coon Rapids gets the one they needed. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 left. There was an error. And Coon Rapids leads 9-8 going to the 9th.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, keep up with local news, sports, and events. And the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Dark side of the moon.
There is no dark side of the moon, really.
No, in
It's
reality.
all dark.
Yeah.
As the line goes.
Yep.
So Coon Rapids, with a 2-out single by Mark Manders, able to drive in the go-ahead run and get a 9-8 lead into the 9th. Jackson Bates came on and pitched the 8th, now trying to get the win with a couple of innings. Bowden's second at bat, he was struck out his one time up so far. And again, Bates, the 5th pitcher of the inning. This has definitely been a committee effort from the Redbird pitching staff. Steve Schroer started and pitched the first 2 innings. Then it was Andy Brown for a couple, Joe Lewis for a couple, Tanner Stein, and now Jackson Bates. This one hits sky high to short left. A late adjustment by Peterson, but he's able to make the catch. Oh, that's it's Xander Parr.
Yep, Xander Parr's in 10. Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10.
He's in 10.
He's in. He's in.
He's
Number
in.
10.
Number 10. And he makes the catch for out number 1. I believe this is the first at bat for
It's Jake Vanyo.
Jake Vanyo.
Vanyo or Vanyo.
Broken bat, right back up the middle, scooped up on the run by Manders, and he fires over to Paulson for out number 2.
Did a nice job of getting that. I wasn't sure he was going to record the out, but a good job by Manders to hustle that throw and make a nice play.
Covered a lot of ground and got the out. That one clearly snapped the bat. A sick sound for most ball players, but pitchers love it.
Yes, they do.
Back to the top of the order, Dominic Atkins. Looks at a nasty curveball for a strike. He's 1 for 3 with a bunt single, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, handful of stolen bases, including stealing home, that at the time cut this to an 8-7 lead for Coon Rapids. Bates freezes him again, and now the Hawks down to their final strike. Atkins able to get a piece of that and keep himself and his team alive here in the top of the 9th inning. Wisely lays off as Bates bent that one into the dirt. 1-2. Fastball spiked into the ground a little early. It's 2-2.
And not that it mattered, but a nice job by White keeping that ball in front of him. There are no runners on base, quite obviously, but just a nice job keeping that ball in front of him. That should be it. Yep.
That one is swung on and missed as Atkins could not hold off. And the only 1, 2, 3 innings for the Redbirds pitchers come in the 1st and the 9th.
That's a great way to close it out, Joe. And a nice win for the Redbirds as, the Hawks jumped out to that lead. And, Coon Rapids did a really good job just staying with it and eventually getting that lead back and then relinquishing it and then getting that one run in the bottom half of the 8th that proved to be the winner.
Yeah, a very eventful contest to be certain, and Coon Rapids for the 2nd night in a row come away with a 1-run win. The final, again, Coon Rapids 9 and Hamel 8. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.